Welcome, friends. I'm Martha Gallagher, and welcome to my first Six Songs and Some Stories concert. I wanted to do something online because I really have been missing live performance from my end as a performer and as an audience member. And so I wanted to share music, stories, and in-the-moment inspirations in a digestible form. I know most of us have been spending an awful lot of time on the screen. So this concert is bite-sized. So it's still something you can enjoy and not be like overwhelmed by screen time. I live in the beautiful Adirondacks of New York State, which is the northeastern part of the state. It's a 6 million plus acre park of private and public lands, and it's just a beautiful place to live. I'm right here in the heart of the high peaks, and I thought I'd start the concert with a song celebrating the Adirondacks. Adirondacks, I hear you calling from the mountains, across the lake, through the pines, in rivers running, in snowflakes falling, wind whispering through the treetops. Adirondacks, I hear you call, and I come. Adirondacks, I hear you calling. In the loon's cry across the lake, in the morn, in whitetails running, in coyotes howling, hawks circling above me. Adirondacks, I hear you call, and I come. 29 years ago, my husband and our daughter, who was at the time 4 years old, moved here into this wonderful old, funky old farmhouse in the Adirondacks, right on the Ausable River, the east branch of the Ausable River. I have lived here longer than I've been anywhere in my life. And one of the things I joke about is the fact that if I'd known I was going to be here this long, I would have gotten to know people's names. But nonetheless, we have this wonderful home that is what I would say an ongoing adventure. But we're here in the heart of the high peaks region of the Adirondack Mountains, and right down in the valley. It's beautiful, and this right now is my favorite time of year, fall. And I think you can see some of the fall colors behind me and in the photographs, and it's just beautiful. But I think we're almost at the point where a lot of these leaves are going to come down with the rain that is expected this afternoon. As I was selecting music for this concert today, I realized that I was drawn towards songs that were celebrating place and the new day. I have some little rituals that I love to do each morning, and one of them is making my coffee. Now, I use a little Melita cup, single cup, and just do this whole sort of coffee meditation, if you will. And several years ago, I found this wonderful tea towel. Now, I'm not a huge tea towel user, but this one is really beautiful, and I'll show you a picture of it. Make today lovely. I just love that. So each morning I spread that out on the counter and put my coffee cup and the Melita and the ground coffee and the hot water on that. And that's how I make my coffee in the morning with that thought in mind. Make today lovely. And as many inspirations that hit me, it became a song. So here's Make Today Lovely. Make today lovely right from the start. Make today lovely straight from my heart. In everything I think and do and say, I can make it a lovely day. It's up to me, I know now, to make today lovely. A little ditty to start the day. A few years ago, I got a small harp, which is interesting because way back when I started my harp journey, my first harp was a very small lap-sized harp, and it's one that I made. I am not an instrument maker. I don't have the patience for that. But I still have that harp, and it started me on a harp journey. And a few years ago, I realized that I was dreaming about having a small harp that I could take. Here where I live, I could take up mountains, I could take it into the forest, I could take it in my kayak. And then when I go to water, like the ocean, I could take it to the beach with me. And I started doing that. And what I found was this was an amazing source of inspiration. First of all, walking and playing the harp at the same time was a completely different experience than sitting and playing the harp. And it just kind of turned my imagination and creativity on its head, which has been wonderful. And what I found when I started, especially being at the beach where I'm on, flat land and just having the sound of the surf and the breeze, that it loosened my mind enough to just let music flow. And yes, of course, all the training that I've done and playing over the years went into that, but music just came, and it was such a beautiful experience. And I have to say, I'm totally addicted to it now. So I do have a work of music that was created at the beach in that manner. I call Beach Sketches, and I have both recordings of it and the sheet music for it. So you can find that. I'll make sure you get that link as well if you're interested. But the very first of my beach sketches actually was not done with the harp on the beach. I didn't have the harp. I was walking on the beach. The music came into my head, and when I went back to my apartment, I sat down with this harp, and it started to flow out. And it is one of the pieces that I actually spent time over the years to develop into a larger piece. But I call it New Day Number 1. lay my heart before the sun. Let me feel light and love. I rest my heart under the shining moon. Fill me with light and love. I fling my heart up to the heavens to dance among the stars. I open my heart to the living Spirit. Let me be light and love. Fling my heart up to the heavens to dance among the stars. I give my heart to the living Spirit. I am light and love. So during this time of quarantine, I first just wanted to be still. I didn't want to just jump into a flurry of activity, of doing things, because I thought for myself that would be denying the space and time I was in. For me, that's how I felt. So I went still. And out of that came many things, many beautiful things, really. But one of the things I found myself being drawn to was that I did want to create and share music. And so I thought, well, what I'll do instead of doing a full-length concert is I'll do one song a week. And that song will be a new song. And it will be born of gratitude, of things in my daily life. So I started doing that, and I think I have 13 pieces now. And they call them Gratitunes. And the fun thing about that was that it helped me focus on lots of things in my life, a lot of things I can truly have gratitude for. And often it was little things like chopping thyme to make focaccia bread and the scent of thyme coming up and lots of little things in my life. This next piece that I'm going to play, I call The Smile in Your Eyes. And this came about because I had not been going out and about. My husband was the one going out into the wild world. And somewhere about the beginning of July, I knew it was time to get out and to see people. So our farmers market was already going, and they had restructured how the farmers market worked, so it was very safe, and it's a beautiful outdoor space ringed by the high peaks of the Adirondack Mountains, and on a good day it is glorious. So I went with my husband, and of course everyone was wearing masks, and I could tell that I was not the only one who was overjoyed to actually see other people, whether I knew them or not. But one of the things I noticed was that I literally could see the smile. People were smiling like crazy, and it showed in their eyes. No matter how big that mask was, it shone in their eyes. And so I call this tune The Smile in Your Eyes, and many thanks to all the beautiful smiles that have come my way. And as I started to play, the rain came. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love it. I love it. So, songs and stories. Here's a story for you. I love living in this mountain region. And one of the things I discovered as I was trekking through the forest is that I started seeing animal tracks. I started noticing animal tracks. And I got really into it. And I actually ended up studying with the famous tracker Tom Brown and loved that. And one of the things I remember, it's one of those life lessons, you think it's about tracking, but it's really about life, is he would say, when you track alone, you're always right. And I thought that's pretty good because you can make up whatever you want about those tracks you're seeing because there's nobody there to contradict you. So I think that part of that was working together produces greater truth. So one day I was out. We have some woods across the road from us and up the hill, and I love stomping around in there, tromping and tiptoeing, seeing animals. I've seen all kind of animals over there. One day, I discovered a big pile of bear scat. And I was pretty excited about that because I had seen bears on hikes that I'd done in the mountains, but I had not seen them around our home. Well, I since have, but anyway, so I was really excited about this pile of bear scat. And I came home to my husband, Dennis, and I'm like, Dennis, there's bear been up on the hill. He said, oh, really? I said, yes. And it's been eating apples. And he said, oh, okay. And he said, and they were delicious apples. Now, here is where he started to doubt my ability to actually track that closely. And he's like, yeah, how do you know if they were delicious apples? Like, how do you discern that from scat? I said, they were delicious apples. He said, delicious apples don't grow around here. They couldn't have been delicious. Martha, you're just making that up. I said, no, cross my heart, they were delicious apples. How do you know? Because there was a produce sticker right there in the scat that said delicious apple. So the last few years, I've been working along with my husband on a new project, actually a new business, and I am so in love with it. It's called Just a Moment Music, and it's a wellness music series with each piece of music only about 1 minute long. Because what I kept hearing from people and seeing and experiencing myself was, yes, I want to relax, or yes, I want to set aside some time for prayer or meditation, but I don't do it because I'm too busy. And I thought, well, what if that time that a person set aside for themselves were only 1 minute, and they knew it was going to be 1 minute, so they didn't have to have, that monkey mind inside going, when is this going to get over? I have things to do, etc., which is, with longer music or meditation experiences, I find that happening to me. I start thinking about what I need to do next. So I had this idea it was going to be a weekly music selection. And as I was recording the pieces in the studio that I've been working in for 20 years now, my engineer, who has been a co-producer as well and is a good friend, he said to me, Martha, what about doing this as a daily music selection? So I sat down in the studio, and what I did was I turned on my phone and I'd set a timer and I would watch it and I would play for a minute. Now, granted, again, all my experience, music experience and performance, everything went into that so that I was able to see as the timer went down that it was time to wrap up the piece. And what came out of it was close to 300 beautiful improvised selections of music. I didn't even know that I had that in me. So as an artist, it was like, wow. And then we started putting it together in the format to get it out to people. And so I'd like to share with you one now. So this is totally in the moment. This is you and me and this moment. And I'm going to start my timer, and then you and me in the rain in this moment. Thank you, Rain, for adding your voice. As many of you know, and I've said this for years, inspiration is everywhere. I love what each day brings for inspiration. And the inspiration for this next song is from a friend of mine. She lives in town and she runs a beautiful bed and breakfast, but she's also just published her first book, and it's called The Blessed Home. And it is the most beautiful book. It goes way beyond what I thought it was going to be. And it's just gorgeous. I've given it as gifts many times. And so I want to share with you because she's talks about blessing and the depth of what blessing is and can be and can do. And then near the end of the book, she actually gives some blessings. And we have one online that she did with me with music from my Just a Moment music series, and she did a blessing from a distance, and it's just gorgeous. So I'll read this. This is the morning blessing, and the piece that it inspired is called Bless This Precious Day. And she's given me permission to share a little bit of this with you. As morning light pushes back the darkness of night, I give thanks for the shelter and the safety in which I have rested. May the rising sun spread its promise over my home, and may its rays warm any dark or cold places within me. May I breathe in the fresh air of the morning with hope and anticipation, knowing that new possibility, new adventure, and new mercy is given to me. Not only is this morning a fresh start, but I can begin again as many times as I need throughout the day. May I face the challenges of this day with courage and creativity. May I bless my body and spirit with the nourishment of beauty, good food, movement, laughter, and moments where I notice and embrace life's simple joys. May I remember that each person I meet has a story, and may I have the wisdom and compassion to listen. Whether they tell the story through words or actions. May my words be empowering and kind, especially the ones I speak to myself. May I do my day's tasks with purpose and passion, as if my work would change the world, because it does. May I brighten someone's day. May I create something that makes me smile. May I take one more step toward living the dreams in my heart. Most of all, as the sun sets this evening, may I feel satisfied that I have done the best I could to live and love well on this precious day. Bless this precious day. I bless this day before I open my eyes. I bless this day as I arise. It is a gift that I've been given. I bless this precious day. I bless its preciousness, sacredness, holiness, in all I think and do and say. I bless this precious day. I bless its preciousness, sacredness, holiness, in all I think and do and say. I bless this precious day. I bless the moments, great and small. I bless the hours, one and all. It is a gift that I've been given. I bless this precious day. Oh, oh, oh. I bless this precious day. Bless this day. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a delight to share songs and stories and in-the-moment inspirations with you today. The concert, there's no charge for it. But if you'd like to contribute, that would be most welcome. You can go to my website, adkharper.com, and I'll put that right here. Yes, you can see that. adkharper.com, and you can give whatever you're moved to contribute. It'd be most welcome. Thank you so much. I look forward to more 6 songs and some stories, concert events, and I'll be letting you know. Take care, be well, and bless each precious day.